Okay, we're going to start off with my chapstick and cherry chapstick just to moisturize my lips because I'm going to be doing a dark lip, and dark lips tend to magnify any cracks or dryness in the lips, so it's good to moisturize first. And now I'm just using the Tarte brightening face primer because I'm all out of normal eye primer, and it works just as well as an eye primer as long as you put a matte eyeshadow on top of it from your lash lines to your eyebrows that matches your skin tone, which is what I'm going to do right now. And that is Anonymous by Urban Decay from the #1 Vice Palette, or Vice Palette #1. And I'm just using my finger to apply it because I need to really make sure that I matte down that slippery face primer. And today is going to be the Marie Antoinette look, which you probably know from the title. And if you want to see my inspiration pictures, it'll be on my Tumblr and on my Instagram. I'm going to use Pic Collage, the app, to do a collage of my inspiration pictures, and then I'll be posting it to Instagram and Tumblr. And then now I'm going to use Buck on a very small tapered brush, and that's just going in my crease. Now, if you watch the movie and if you have seen her pictures, or portraits, the paintings that were done of her, then you know that she has nothing on her eyes pretty much, especially in the paintings. But I cannot go without some definition because, as you can see there, I have very poofy, hooded, deeply hooded, and very poofy eyelids, so nothing on my eyes really doesn't work for me. It makes everything kind of blend into one doughy mess. I'm exaggerating there, but I need some sort of differentiating to kind of sculpt out my crease. So that's why I just use Buck, because it's a natural shade and it's a matte. So I'm cheating a little bit just to give my eyes some shape, because without anything in my crease, everything just kind of goes poofy. And I kind of raise my eyelids, my eyebrows. I raise my eyebrows to make my eyelids taunt, and then I place the brush in my crease, and then I lower my eyelids, and it kind of folds over the brush, and that's how I find my crease, as you saw previous to this. And now I'm just using a clean blending brush from the from the Bare Minerals Mini Masters kit, just to blend out the edges of that Buck. And I used that dry. I just use it to really blend and smoke out the Buck so it's not as harsh. And then there I was using Freebird from the Vice palette because in the Sofia Coppola film, Kirsten Dunst had this really light, shimmery, peachy shade on her eyeshadows, at least in some of the promo pictures, which again will be in that picture thing that I'll be posting to my Instagram and my Tumblr. And I'll be showing the picture that inspired that. But she had this really pretty, like, shimmery, peachy shade on her lids, and so that's where this came from. And I believe it's Sofia Coppola. I don't know. I probably just murdered her last name. I don't know how to pronounce it. But Kirsten Dunst played Marie Antoinette, and she had that really pretty shade on her lid. So that's where that inspiration came from. And then the brush that I just used to blend out Buck was from the Bare Minerals Mini Masters kit. They came out last Christmas. That's the fluffy brush that I used to blend everything out, and I used that clean. Sorry, I'm still working on my voiceovers, guys. I think my voiceovers are still a mess. I'm trying to get better. I think this one's better than my first voiceover, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And now I'm just using my Clinique palette and my new favorite highlighting eyeshadow, and that is Angel Eyes, which is just this gorgeous, pearlescent, pinky, lavender, pearl, gorgeous, I'm repeating myself, shade. And I'm just using that on the same Mini Masters brush, that fluffy blending eyeshadow brush from the Mini Masters from Bare Minerals, on my tear ducts. And then I'm also going to be putting it on the highest point of my arches of my brows in just a second. But first I'm going to go back to the Vice palette and use Anonymous again, and I'm going to be putting that on my brow bone just to further blend out Buck so that it doesn't creep up too high onto my brows, because I just want Buck in the crease. And then I'm going to go back to Angel Eyes again in a second and put that just where my arches go. And I'm going to concentrate it there, and then I'm going to swipe it very lightly to the ends of my brows on both ends. But the concentration of it is mostly in the middle where my arch is, and then just lightly throughout the rest of my brow bone to mix a little bit with Anonymous, just to give a little bit more shape to my eyes, because like I said, I need to use something dark in the crease and something light on my brow bone just to create curves, because without it, it just looks like there's no curve to my eye if I don't use a little bit of contouring on my eyes. And next I'm using my Body Shop eyeliner and a lighter, and then this goes off camera, but I actually set my eyeliner on fire, and this is because I need a liquid liner and I'm all out. So if you have a liquid eyeliner, skip the fire step and just grab your liquid liner and do this, but you need a really super thin, super black line. And I definitely would have used liquid liner if I had it. But you just want a really, really thin black eyeliner line. And I'm using this because in one of her portraits, or the paintings that she had done, she had a very, very thin, very, very black, shiny line across her upper eyelashes. And then, of course, this will be also, that picture will also be posted. And since that was directly in the painting, I definitely wanted to use it. And it looked like the painter, whoever done her portrait, had used a really, really shiny black paint. And so that's why I would have rather have used liquid eyeliner, but that's also why I set the pencil on fire, because if you do that, it tends to glossify and intensify a pencil black liner. And then next I'm using the Smashbox Hydrating Under Eye Primer because it's my favorite, and she had perfect skin in those portraits. I mean, obviously because it's painting, but her skin looked flawless in those pictures, and that's what I'm copying. And there I kept smearing black on my face somehow. And then obviously in the movie, Kirsten Dunst had amazingly perfect skin as well. And so I cannot do pale because back then it was the fashion to have super pale skin. And I am black on my father's side. So me and pale never went on the same sentence ever in my life. I am forever olive skinned. I'm actually a little more tan now than I usually am because I'm still fading out of my summer tan. But even in the winter time, I'm still a very light olive, so I'm not going to be pale. It would look ridiculous. But I can do the perfect part. So there I'm using the Leoelli Dollish BB cream just to help towards the perfecting part. Because although I can't do pale, I can really perfect my skin. So that's my nod towards Antoinette. But pale on me would just look ridiculous. I'd look like a clown. And there I'm just using my winter foundation, which is the Clinique Super Balanced, on my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. And I'm just buffing that in, again, just to go towards the perfecting part of my routine here. And that's, like I said, that's also in my natural, or not natural, but that's in the shade that matches my skin tone. If you're already pale, then you don't need to worry about it. But if you're like myself or darker, don't worry about going pale unless this is for, like, Halloween, because you will not look okay. If you want to do it, go ahead, but I would reserve matching her skin tone for like a Halloween party because, I don't know, it's just embrace your natural skin color. Embrace your background and your ethnic background and how you came out of the womb, because that's you, and it makes you you, and it makes you unique, and it makes you beautiful. So that's why I didn't change my skin color, because I was born this way and I'm proud of it. And that's just that. JK. Anyways, next we are going to go with the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder in shade 001 Translucent on my Real Techniques blush brush, which I never use for blush. I actually love it as a powder brush. Hate it as a blush brush because it's too big, I think, for blush. It gets blush everywhere, but I love it as a powder brush. And they loved their powder back then. So this is my nod to the painting, was lots of powder. And I cut that. I actually went a lot longer with the powder, but I cut it just because it would have taken forever for you guys to watch. And I unfortunately forgot to speed up this part. So I apologize, because this clip is going to take forever. And I just realized it right now. So, too late. But I'm just using the Bare Minerals Wake Me Up, I think it's called, powder. It's not a cream, it's a powder. And I'm just dabbing that on with my finger just for placement. And then I'm going to go back to that fluffy eyeshadow brush that I've used like twice now, from the Bare Minerals Mini Masters kit from Christmas 2012. And I'm going to use that brush to blend it out. And I'm actually starting to think that I might have done this clip in slow-mo. I think instead of hitting the fast button, I think I might have hit the slow button, because I definitely do not move this slow in real life. I think I accidentally hit the slow-mo button here, so I apologize. And also, this is not called Wake Me Up. This is called Well Rested. So if you go in or online and look for Wake Me Up, you're not going to find it. It's actually called Well Rested. So, whoops. And now we're back to sped up, so thank goodness that's over. And there I'm just using the Anastasia Brow Gel, the clear one, just to set my eyebrows, because another trend that went through the paintings and the movie was she had immaculate brows, and I don't have immaculate brows because I tried to tweeze them myself, which was a huge mistake, and I will never tweeze my own brows again because I completely knocked out my shape. So I'm just using a clear brow gel to dry and perfect my brows as much as I can. And I like to do the clear brow gel before I do my powder, because I feel like the clear brow gel smears my brow powder. So I'm just doing that first so it can dry while I do my cheeks. And for my cheeks, I'm using the Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick Rose Quartz. Yeah, the Bobbi Brown Shimmer Bricks and Rose Quartz. I feel like I'm talking too fast for you guys, I'm sorry. And then that's another Mini Masters kit brush there, and that's just the blush brush that came with the Mini Masters Bare Minerals kit. And I'm using the Shimmer Brick as my highlighter because it's shimmery and pearly, but it's also very pinky, which adds to the whole look that I'm going for. And then there I'm just showing how I highlight, and I highlight from my top of my ear down to my nostril because I feel like this sculpts my cheeks the most, because as you can see I still have my baby cheeks even though I'm 22. They are still here like I was when I was 2, so I like to do the diagonal highlighter just to sculpt my cheeks a little more. So that's what we're doing here. And still doing here. Why didn't I cut that? And then next we're using Blushing Bride by Tarte. It's their 12-hour Amazonian clay blush. And then I'm using the Bare Minerals Full Flawless Face Brush to apply it. They loved their rouge back then. Oh my goodness. Like, it was just cheeks. Like, you could see their cheeks coming, like, from 3 miles away. I'm not going to do that. Again, I'm going out for errands, and this is an inspired look, so I'm not going to do that as much. Plus, in the movie as well, they didn't do it nearly as heavily as they did in the paintings. But I am going to go a little heavier than I normally do, but not to the point that it looks like the painting or clownish or anything. But I am applying a little bit more than normal, and when you do apply more blush than normal, make sure you really blend it. Like, right here, I didn't get any more product from here on out. This is just me, like, really blending. I didn't get an ounce more blush. This is all using my fingers and the brush itself. Okay, there, I got a little more. But for the most part, I really took my time blending this out, because when you're going to go more than you usually do, it's really important to use more, it's really important to really blend it out. And then this is Throb. I'm pouting because you cannot buy it anymore unless it's like a holiday. Sometimes they'll bring it back on a holiday, and you maybe be able to get it on like eBay or Amazon. I haven't checked. But it's the Throb blush by Benefit. It's just a really pale pink with shots of gold glitter in it. And I'm applying that on top, directly on top of the Blushing Bride, just to, I guess, help blend it better. Plus it really gives you that candy pink, let them eat cake pink color that I'm going for here. And I love this combination. I might even do this outside of this look, just tone down the amount of blush. And now I'm just using a very small angled brush and my Naked palette and Buck again. And this is, I'm going to use this to attempt to make my eyebrows look okay. Like I said, I tried to pluck them myself and it didn't go well, so I'm attempting to do my eyebrows. Once they grow back in, I'm going and having them professionally waxed again at the Benefit counter with Maria, like I should have done all along. Ugh, I'm so sorry, Maria. You're going to have a mess to put up with when I see you again. But here I'm just trying to make my brows nice, and she had awesome brows even back then. Like, I don't know how they did their brows back then, or if that was just the painter that decided to put on nice brows even though she didn't. I don't know. But if those were her natural brows in those paintings, I want to know how they did it back then during that time, because did they have wax? Did they tweeze? You know, I need to research more into how they did their makeup back then. And then Kirsten Dunst had awesome brows in the movie as well. And then also from the movie, the highlighter, Kirsten Dunst, at least in some of the promo pictures, had a highlighter on her cheeks. So that's also where I took the highlighter inspiration, was from the movie. Because especially in the one promo pic, she definitely obviously has highlighter on her cheekbones. Yeah, as you can see, I'm struggling with these brows, but it's not that bad. They look better now than they do naked, like with nothing on them, so gotta be somewhat better. And now I'm going to use the Maybelline The Falsies Big Eyes Mascara. I'm doing the bottom ones first. I always do my bottom lashes first so that the top lashes don't clump them up. It's just a lot easier to do my bottom lashes first. And I'm being really careful not to muck up my under eyes, because I really took my time to make them nice and bright with the under eye stuff, so I don't want to smudge any black along them and mess everything up. So be really careful doing your bottom lashes, but definitely still do them. Just be really careful not to get any black on your skin or on your waterline either. Keep your waterline free and natural and clean. And then just load up on the mascara. And this is a nod from, well, part me and part the movie. In the painting, she had no mascara on to speak of. Like, there wasn't a drop of mascara in the paintings. But she definitely did in the movies, and I'm just a mascara-aholic. So that was kind of movie/me on the mascara. If you're trying to be more like the painting, skip mascara. And now it's on to lips, and I'm using MAC Amorous lipstick. And she had on a bunch of different color lipsticks in the paintings, so I just kind of chose this one. No rhyme or reason, it just kind of matched a bunch of them, but she definitely had different lipsticks on, and in the movie it had pretty close to this shade. And then she also wore a red as well, which is why I'm going to use this Candy Apple Red gloss from MAC. It's called Send Me Sailing. It's from like summer 2011, and it's so pigmented, which is why I still have it. Like, you do not need that much. I'm just using a finger to blend that out, just to give my lips, I wanted like a candy apple red look, because when I think of Marie Antoinette, for some reason I think candy. Am I the only one? I don't know. But I love how these lip glosses smell. I think MAC's lip glosses and lip sticks and everything smell like candy. And this is the completed look. I hope you guys liked it. I'll check my Tumblr and my Instagram for my inspiration pictures, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye. Let them eat cake.